Hey, ¿qué pasa, Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Like always, before we begin, I want to thank my sponsors, my anchor sponsors. Thank you, Jake and Sergio, for sponsoring the podcast. I really appreciate it.
What up, Jake?
And today, I finally get to meet this guy. I've been following him for a while on Instagram, and you know, always commenting on his shit and liking his shit because
Stalking.
he's really
Ooh, my thirst traps.
he's the wickedly. Have you ever heard that John Travolta part when he mispronounces the girl from Frozen?
Elsa?
Yeah, the one that sings
Let It Go?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of the Frozens, but I have nieces and nephews, so I know.
But John Travolta, I guess he was gonna
Announce him like as a winner or something?
yeah, and he mispronounced his name like bad. He's like the wickedly talented Adele Dazeem, and her name is
It's Julie.
yeah, some weird shit.
Some real simple name. It's Samantha, John.
Yeah.
I don't know where you got
It's
Adele
super weird.
Dazeem.
But yeah, I'm here with the talented producer, musician.
Producer, writer, engineer. Pretty simple. Just quick three.
Yeah. Influencer.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm here with Tony Slumz, man. Thank you for taking the time.
What up?
I know, when you're, I guess you're like, this is like your job, right? Like this is your,
Yeah.
so,
yeah, man.
So taking a little bit time off, I know it's, time's money. So thank you
man.
for taking the time. So, tell my listeners a little bit about yourself. Who is Tony Slumz?
Producer, writer, engineer. I make beats. I also help people make songs, and sometimes I write for those songs. That's the simplicity of it all. On the side, I co-host a podcast with iMusic, the homie Omar and stuff like that, where we talk about creators and consumers and just bridging the conversation between the two. And then outside of all of that, man, I'm just happy to be here, honestly.
Yeah.
So
I'm
enjoying what time I got.
Yeah. I think the IA podcast would be like another podcast for me. I would really love to sit down and talk to you and Omar.
We keep it. We used to go out. We used to do what you're doing, which is going out to interview people. It became kind of irksome for a bit, doing and just kind of like figuring out who to interview, and sometimes we'd go on hiatuses because we just didn't have anyone to interview, or things weren't lining up. And me and Omar was just talking about it one time, and it's like, yo, how about we just start doing it weekly, me and you, and if we have a set schedule, we're gonna do this every Tuesday in the morning. If people want to come into the show Tuesday morning, come through. I think we're moving to Sundays though, because there's a lot more people who wanted to come through, and unfortunately, a lot of people work. So we're moving it to Sunday mornings. So any Sunday morning, man, you feel like stopping by, stop by. It's really simple.
To me, that's the biggest thing. Also, like when I go on hiatus, is because scheduling, like getting people to like work with my schedule, because I have a 9 to 5, and I'm a dad. I need to take my son to practice and whatnot, and so it kind of gets hard, getting people to schedule, sitting down and scheduling like an hour or two. Cause I get it when you go like into hiatus.
So what's the basis of your mission statement?
To me, it's more of having a conversation, and, if my guest, teaches my listeners something or me something, or just entertains them or motivates them to do something, different, that's just a conversation. Dope. And hopefully that the people who are listening, enjoy
pick something up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And because I know, there's a lot of people out here that are, doing, really amazing things that, go under the water because, it's hard. Like
it's hard. It's hard to find people. It's hard for people. It's hard to find the artists who don't want to be found, but they want you to do all the legwork. And as a consumer, as just someone who listens to music or enjoys art, you shouldn't have to do all the legwork.
Yeah.
There should be some, like, there's fun in that. Like, I think crate digging was one of those things too. You know what I mean? Like, where we go looking for samples and there's a fun in that. I still dig samples through YouTube here and there, but I still love going to like Discordia or even Twilight and digging through their records and picking stuff up, because there's a journey in that. But not everyone's like that. Some people want to be, there it is. Yeah. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And sometimes like even the people that found that artist kind of like,
they're my artists.
Yeah. Like they have that thing where like, you know, I found him, you know, he's
it's mine. I don't want to let anybody know. So like, yo, you're a dick for that.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you let people know? Like, why wouldn't you want to put some like money, some notoriety, some more eyes and ears on the artist that you supposedly love? Like, that's a dick move.
And something that I ask a lot of.
Can I cuss? Because I've been cussing. All right.
Yeah. No worries. Something that I ask a lot of local artists is do you feel that if you were, you know, doing this like in a bigger city, do you feel that you would be, you know?
Yeah. I'd smoke the shit out of everybody in any other city, but I wouldn't want to.
Because like, and it's like something that I ask or a comment that I always get is that, it's kind of hard.
It's not.
And it's kind of hard to, you know, especially artists, people that, you know, paint and stuff like that. And like, it's kind of hard to sell my art because if you know, living here in the Valley, there's people that, you know, are barely making it, and it's hard for them to say like, I'm gonna spend $30 on this piece of art when I could probably take my family out to a movie or
cool. Save $40 and go to San Diego. It's an easy fix.
Yeah,
it's $40. They'll give you, right now with the way gas is, let's say you have a Honda, $40 will give you a full tank. It takes you a quarter tank to get to San Diego, a quarter tank to come back. Go to Barrio Logan. Sell your art there. Yeah. It's a simple fix. I get it. It's a dumb excuse. And here's the beauty of it. You have the internet. So take photos, post them, put them on Instagram.
That's something that a lot of people don't get, that, you know.
I do all my work through I love the internet for the simple fact that I've never met you and yet you know me. You know what I mean? And it's not, we're lucky that we're in close parameters. You know, you live in Calexico, I live here. It's a little 20-minute, 30-minute drive. That ain't shit, really, when you think about it. Yeah. So, all right, cool. But I've worked with artists in LA. I got artists in St. Louis, artists, I think I've worked with some people from the UK. So, I mean, it's just, if you want to make an excuse, by all means, cool, make excuses. I love making excuses. I love complaining about shit. But the reality of it is, there's a reason why I love being in the Valley, is that there is no one out here doing it like that. If I go to LA, I'd probably have more of an opportunities and things would be more handed to me. Or even in San Diego, where it'd be like, oh, I can get to these rooms and I can do this and I can do that. But there's so many people in there that are on the same boat that I have to outwork them, which isn't an issue either. I love, like, this isn't work to me. But being able to drive 4 hours to just go to an 8-hour session feels so great. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I know for a fact if I hit up Manners and I'm like, yo, we're going to LA tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Cool. We're going to get there, say 3.5 hours, get there at 3:30. I can hit up some artists, some friends, and we're going to start working. And then I'm going to have an 8-hour session. So starting at 8 o'clock, from 8 to 8 a.m. And then take a little 2-hour nap, come back home. And I'm drained. Mind you, I'm not going to do nothing for 3 days after that. I'm done with that. But the artists that I met over there, the ones that I worked with, there's a lasting impression of, these dudes drove 4 hours to come work. They worked and they left. So the next time I go up there, I'm heading up. It rings this thing in their head of, oh, they're coming to work. I got to get ready to work. Because this dude's coming. Like, in terms of painters, a young manners. Dude, you need to get him in here, because he is one of those artists who motivates me the most, because we met through music. He started painting, and the scene and the painting aspect of it, how he was able to like build it, grow it.
Yeah, I've actually reached out to a couple of times, but just like I said, scheduling is kind of hard. Where does Slumz comes from? Like
That's my last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my last name is Favela. Favela in Portuguese means the slums. So slums.
It's just in English. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was like, Slumz is probably some kind of nickname. It's not.
No, I just always wanted to. I like finding names that no one else has. Mm. So prior to that, I was like Pop Shot, which was given to me by my mentor LBS. And then I went through a thing where I just wanted to change the name. I was focusing more on producing than I was rapping, and everyone in my family calls me Tony. Mm. So I was like, I would like to use that. And then I said it jokingly, Tony Slumz, and it just sounded really good to me. Yeah. And I'm like,
yeah, because Slumz, the first thing that came to mind was the what's it called, that where the Salvation Army, they call it slums sometimes, right? Mm-hmm. So like that's
hood, ghetto, yeah, like that's all slums is.
Yeah, you know, that's probably came to mind. Like, he's probably relating it to that.
Yeah, but this is my last name.
Okay,
it's just a cool little way to kind of it's like if someone asked me like, who gave you the name? Be like, my parents did. Be like, what? Your parents? Like, yeah, sure, why
not? How did you get into music? Because it was.
I got into it sophomore year. My mom was pretty strict, so I couldn't go out to parties. But if I could convince her that I was making money at a party, I could go. So I started DJing. My homeboy Pounds, who ended up being my mentor in everything music, he had a little DJ gig, and me and my other homie Tocayo, we ended up kind of doing DJs. And that's just slowly snowballed effect. I started doing DJs at house parties. From there, it was around probably a little bit before 8 Mile came out. So there was a lot of like battle videos were coming out. So there was people who were freestyling, and I'm like, that don't sound. I started fucking rapping in my head, and I'm like, that's not that hard. And then just slowly snowballed. I did public radio at 88.7 when I was like a junior, maybe. That's where I met Milio. And that's where we really started working on music.
Yeah, I went to 80.7 a couple of times. It was like a Sunday night.
KUBO.
Yeah,
man. Google.
It's dope. Yeah, I think that's where like my
love for this came out.
Yeah, like man. Fucking talking on front of the mic and stuff like that. It's and not only that, but like listening to a lot. I listened to a lot of podcasts. I remember listening to, I guess you can call Love Radio, or no, was it? Well, Adam Carolla and
dude, his first ones.
Yeah, well, when he was it was on Sunday nights.
Yeah, it was on radio.
Yeah, I don't know what it was called.
Man, Adam Carolla was so good.
Yeah,
I always liked. I think there was like it was either Howard Stern or Adam Carolla. I was always more Adam Carolla than Howard Stern.
Yeah. So that I guess that's kind of like what started me into like fucking, because I remember my dad used to put on, there was this guy from Mexicali that used to listen like every fucking day. Like we would go to Mex, you know, put on like, fuck, like I want to listen to some music. I don't want to listen to somebody
talking. Yeah. But I think, and it's weird how that happens. Like as you get older, like your brain is clouded with so much music, and they're never playing the music you want to listen to. Or you've listened to too much of your own music that it's like, let me just have a conversation with someone that's not having a conversation with me. And it keeps you up. Honestly, I think podcast, like stand-up comedy, when I'm driving and I don't want to fall asleep, that'll keep me more up than listening to music. Music will
it keeps
lullaby
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you're listening to a song that's like relax, you go to.
You know what I mean? Today was a good day. Next thing you know, you're fucking rolling your car. It's no longer a good day. Yeah. So yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that machine you have there? Like I always see you.
This
like
is the MPC. I use it to make beats. This is my Korg piano, and that's my machine MK3. This is a standalone. I use this one for a lot of shows just because I don't need a computer to use it. So I can trigger whole beats with it. I was working on that one earlier. And yeah, man, I mean, that's in short, I use it to make music. Okay. So I load up drums, I load up samples, I chop my samples, and then I formulate a whole beat around it. And then I'll put them on my beat store. I'll shop them to artists that I'm working with, or I'll write to them myself. And then from there, I open up Pro Tools and then I record on Pro Tools.
Do they, like artists that you work with, do they give you like lyrics and then you work on the beats, or do you just work on beats?
I work on the beats. They work on the lyrics. It's very rare that it's the other way around, just because it's hard to like reverse engineer raps. I can do it with like singing. Singing is a little bit easier because it's more melodic and you can kind of treat it like how it would be like a instrument. Mm-hmm. But rapping is more just, it's percussion. So the most I can really do is add a drum loop behind it and then build it out from there. But that same feel, like you're supposed to write to the beat, you know, or at the very least, you're supposed to mold your words to what the beat is. So,
okay.
Yeah. Like I'll have a handful of lyrics in here on my phone. And if I'm listening to something or if I'm working on something and I could like, you have like this little like Rolodex in your head, like, oh, I wrote about this sooner, like earlier and shit. Like I want to put this together.
Yeah.
What up?
Hey, how's it going?
Man down.
How's it going?
Yeah, it is.
And how, cause to me, like when I listen to like beats or see you like working on something, like how do you like get into that? How would I say, like you wake up and you're like, oh shit, you know, I got this, or like you're driving and you're like, oh, you know, you get a beat in your head and you kind of bring it back and put it on the.
It's rarely that it happens like that. In terms of making beats, I do wake up and I have like my chords. So this thing is a standalone. It's a synthesizer. So I'll have like sounds on it, and I just start playing, and I just slowly just play until eventually I hear something that I like. So I'll go with that, and then from there, I'm like, oh, okay, I think I can kind of build on that, and then I'll add a different sound, then I'll add some drums, and then I usually start melody first. And this is my newest edition, but it's dope. I love it. I freaking like it's crazy how much I love it. You ever heard Jay-Z Song Cry?
Yeah.
So this is Song Cry. Yeah, I freaking love that. That's like the first and only like piano I learned, but I freaking love Song Cry. So yeah.
So like, were you ever trained like in music or just like?
No, I trash. I'm obsessed with this. Like this, like. If there's one piece of advice I can give people, it's don't get into music. It is an obsession. Like if you really, really get into it, the money you waste on it, the time you waste on it. If I could replace this with working out, I'd be yoked, bro. I'd be so healthy. But no, instead I'm going to die a short death or something. You know what I mean? Like just, like my back's jacked up. I know I have carpal tunnel coming. Like it's just, but it's an obsession. I love it, man.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't think I'm a video editor, but you know, I used to do videos with my son, and I mean, I would spend hours and hours and hours, and
it's the like. I think it's because like when we started as kids, like we were only allowed to be creative. Maybe kindergarten and first grade. And then after that, we start getting drilled into our head of do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, to a point where like, if you get a senior right now, your standard senior who's maybe like an SAT ready to go, like top GPA, and you tell him, I need you to create something. No limits. They'll sometimes freak out because they need guidelines. Yeah. And you just tell them, no, I just want you to, just create something from the heart. Mm-hmm. And it sucks that a lot of them will be like, I don't know what it is to create anything without any guy. Like, do you want a song? I don't care. Do you want me to paint something? Do whatever you want. Well, how are you going to grade it? Oh, I don't know yet. Like, imagine the anxiety that you can give to a kid who's literally been told, do this, do this, do this. Yeah. If you don't do this, you're not going to do this. And if you don't pass this, you're not going to pass that. And it's just constant. And you just tell them, I'm going to grade it the way I want to grade it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of High Tech High in San Diego?
No.
It's a projects based learning school.
Dope.
So yeah,
sounds dope. I don't know.
Kids just go in there and they really don't have a there's no
curriculum.
Yeah, they're just like it's super weird. Like they have like 3 classes or something, and
English and math. I'm assuming maybe history.
Yeah. I can't really remember, but it's the way they get graded is through a project. They do this project, and there's no limits. But the thing is that most of these kids are handpicked.
Yeah,
and but yeah, it's I really like if you probably find a video on YouTube on it's I think it's in Lemon Grove.
High Tech High. Lemon Grove was that upper class, so to speak. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is. Pedro ain't going to that shit.
Exactly. Nah. But I mean, it's the concept is interesting, but as a parent, it's kind of hard to say, since we measure our kids' learning, right?
Grades.
Yeah, and
A's, B's,
they can read at this level, right?
Yeah. There's always a number attached to it, which sucks.
So it's kind of crazy, to say well, how are you gonna measure my kids' learning if we really don't have any?
Yeah.
It's
so imagine how your kid feels. Because the thing about it, what if the teacher says that to your kid and your kid's just trying to tell you, yeah, no, I don't know how they're going to do it. And you're like, you're a fucking liar is what you are. They're grading it somehow. You're like, no, I straight up, that's what they said. Yeah. No, shut up, go to your room. I'm going to call your teacher right now. And then you're telling the teacher I'm not going to go back and tell my kid sorry. No.
No, yeah. And I saw this documentary.
I don't have kids, by the way. So in case anyone's like, yo, this dude's wilding. I don't have kids. So.
Yeah, I saw this documentary where they follow the kids and then the parents. And yeah, some of the parents were freaking out.
Because you got to think about it, man. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. Mm-hmm. It's just my dad's been working at Clínicas de Salud since he was 30. I mean, he's been working there for 30 some odd years. He's been working there a minute since basically Clínicas came to the Imperial Valley, within the next 2-3 years after that. He's been there. They both my mom and my dad came from Mexicali. My mom, she was a stay at home. You know what I mean? And we grew up in Campo, and there were 6 of us, dude. And the cool shit about it, my dad was a singer back in the day. And my mom was a writer. But they also both had to grow up. They had 6 kids. Damn right they better grow up. Yeah. But they really let us cook. It was always, yo, don't bring me no F's, don't bring me no D's. If you bring me one of those, I'm gonna whoop you. It's all right, cool. It's pretty standard. All right, cool. If I just don't gotta bring an F and not get whooped, bet. I still brought F's. Still got whooped. But that's my bad. I knew the rules. I didn't listen. So it was really cool how they let me cook in terms of creating. When I started getting into music, the only thing they kept saying was, don't let it mess up. Don't mess with your grades. Don't mess with your grades. I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? Don't mess with your grades. Don't make me look like an idiot. You know what I mean? And cause we grew up in Campo, that's where the whole don't go outside. Cause that was around the time I think Brola and Chicali were going into it, around that time, early 90s or some shit like that. So yeah, we was good. I got really lucky in a lot of things, man. Yeah. But, yeah, I commend them because anyone else would have been like, well, what are you talking about? No, you're going to do real shit. Which I did. I joined the military. I did 6 years in the military. You know what I mean? But this was a constant for me. So it was it was this hobby that I kept feeding. I kept feeding it. I kept any extra money that I had, any extra time that I had, it kept going to music. And it was this constant in my life of I could get a job. I've had jobs. None of them make me happy. The only happiness I get is when I'm paying my bills and the bill collectors ain't calling me.
Yeah.
But that's fleeting. And if that's all I'm doing it for, I can do that with, if I manage my money right, I can do that with a McDonald's job. So what do I really care about? I care about this. So I would literally treat jobs like investments. It was like, all right, cool. Thank you for the check. Boom. Pay bills, blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, man. So it's crazy. I have no idea how we got here. I tend to rant and talk in circles, man. So I apologize if your other podcasts are more linear and more like that. Like, nah, man.
No, I think that
we're going for a journey, my guys.
That's kind of the best thing because you go into like, you know, things that I wasn't even thinking, that wasn't even on my.
Oh, bro, I would love to see what you have on your list because I never have a list for anything, dude. My girl's like that. She's very.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's questions that I kind of like think about. That way, I have conversation flowing, and I'm not like like
do the mumble and then let's no don't trip, man. We're gonna keep this shit moving. I can talk for fucking hours.
So if you had like any artist that you could collab, who would be like your dream?
Dead or alive or alive?
Either.
Oh, Mac Miller. Mac Miller, hands down. I fucking love, like, his shit is so dope, dude. That's DOA. Yeah, the Circles, when it came out, I literally didn't want to wake up. Like, I woke up and it dropped and I'm like, I was in my bed and I'm like, I'm just going to listen to it in my phone. Like, I just want to listen to this. I don't feel like starting the day yet. So I listened to it. And then my homeboy, Pounds hit me up. He's like, Eminem dropped a new album too. And I'm like,
oh yeah, I saw that too. So
I started playing, Eminem shit right after listening to Mac Miller's. And it was like, brushing your teeth and drinking orange juice. It was too jarring from one sound to another. So I barely started listening to the Eminem one this morning and it's dope, but it's like, it's just that's what I love about hip hop. Like, you can be under the same umbrella and be completely different from, two releases. And stuff like that. Yeah.
I've been listening to the Mac Miller and album, and it's kind of like bittersweet because it's nice to listen to something new from him, but it's sad that he passed. And I think the music is like, he's kind of talking to you from,
Yeah, that's what everyone says, which is like, shut up. But I mean, it's just from what I've gathered, from what I've read, and of course the internet and shit, you never know. But Circles was always supposed to come out with Swimming. Yeah, it was always supposed to be like
Swimming in Circles.
Swimming in Circles, yeah. Exactly. And when you hear them together, it's like, oh yeah, that it makes sense. It reminds me of the Anderson .Paak album that came out, Ventura and Oxnard. A lot of people didn't like Oxnard, but when Ventura came out, they loved it. If you put them together and you hit shuffle, great fucking album. So that's what I'm doing with this with Swimming and Circles. I'm gonna put it on shuffle and just be like, let's see what you're telling me. Yeah. And on Twitter, the homie Pounds, he was like, it's a 1960s soul album, which is just like, I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, it's not, he raps, but it's, you have the acoustic guitars, you have the crooning, it's a different time. It's a completely different time.
Yeah, I think his last two albums were like really something that I don't know. I haven't heard in a while, or I haven't heard at all.
But it sounds familiar.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of like timeless music. Timeless music, whether it's new or old, it sounds familiar. Like 2001. Like I still remember when I listened to Chronic 2001. It sounded like, oh, this makes sense. Or Kanye West College Dropout. When it first came out, it was like, and Kanye was like, oh, the first person to pitch up the sample beats, which is not really, but he did do it one of the best. It was like, oh, it sounds like it belongs. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those, you listen to it and it's not jarring. It's not like, where does this come from? It's not like it's chasing a sound, but it's also not like doesn't belong. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a weird middle ground.
Yeah. Cause it's, like you said, he does rap on it, but it's like,
It's more singing. The acoustic guitars is really what sold it. It's like, yeah, that's the shit. Pounds, shout out to him. That's the dude. We will talk music for hours. The few times I get to talk to him, man. But yeah, man, that shit's dope. That's him. Other artists I would like to work with. I don't know, man. I love working with the artists I work with. It's a trip because, of course, you want to be like, oh, I would love to work with like Atmosphere because, you know, they molded my sound. Ninth Wonder, same reason. YBN Corday would be hella dope too to work with. But the artists that I do work with right now, like within the camp, I'm a fan of them. I'm a fan of Young Manners. I'm a fan of Milio. I'm a fan of Slim, even Paz and like Leon. Like, I'm a fan of their potential. I'm a fan of their potential for the ones who are starting up. And I'm a fan of the artists who are like, yo, we have a sound. And it's just one of those things where I'm really, really lucky to have. I'm lucky to have like, I can make a beat right now and someone could walk into the door who I've already worked with and I can feel comfortable in being like, you're going to create something. Let's go do it. And let's just put it out and let's see. Like, it's all lottery tickets. Let's just see if one of these hit the lottery. You know what I mean? And see what happens.
Yeah. Cause I've seen Manners is, you know, constantly here, like working with you and.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That dude, his new music we're working on is crazy. Him and Milio and, Slim, he just came in and left right now. Yeah. Him too. But, it's just one of those things, man. It's a constant growing of a sound.
Yeah. Who do you think influenced like your style the most? Like
Ninth Wonder, production wise, Ninth Wonder, lyric wise, Atmosphere. Like those are the two right off the rip. Just because Ninth Wonder was like a soul chop, and then as I started maturing in my sound, Mac was a big one in opening up my. I don't want to say taking risks, but in just allowing myself to try different sounds. Cause he always had like a very distinct like growth in it. Kendrick too, where it's like, oh, like Good Kid, Mad City doesn't sound like To Pimp a Butterfly, you know, the completely opposites, but there's that freedom of it. And then he came back with Damn and it was different from, you know what I mean? So it was like that freedom of just like, you can just create.
Yeah.
Like it's totally fine.
You keep mentioning soul shop. What's a soul shop or
soul shop?
So you said it right now, that word soul shop.
Oh, sample chops?
Yeah.
Like the soul chops? So, sample, so it's like this. So this is a sample. So that's the original. And then I just, you know.
So it's like a soul shop is like you're chopping up.
I'm chopping up a soul sample. That's why I say soul, like a soul chop, because a lot of the earlier like samples were like straight either jazz records or soul records, and I gravitate more towards the soul records. So I'm chopping up a soul sample to make a completely different beat, to make my beat, the beat that I want to listen to.
Who's an artist that you can't like your what's the word I'm looking for, the guilty pleasure? Like for me, something that I listen that probably people like, especially guys, would give me shit about is
Taylor Swift.
Either John Mayer or
John Mayer is hella good.
Or
my girlfriend, my wife hates him.
Oh really?
Well, she's a big Bob Dylan fan, and she resents the fact that he was named as like, oh, the new Dylan. Oh, okay. And she was like, fuck out of here.
So for me, it's either him or Michael Bublé or Sinatra. Like,
oh, okay.
So that's something.
Crooners, man. Yeah. That's I don't know, man. I listen to a lot of everything. I think the sound of most people would probably be like surprised that I'll listen to. Oh shit, man. Fucking let me see. Because I Young M.A. A lot of people didn't think and that's just ignorance. Like a lot of people didn't think Young M.A. spit, but man, I've been a fan of hers. And she spits. No, man. Griselda, ain't nothing bad about that. Ty Dolla $ign, nothing bad about that neither. I'll listen to freaking Linda Ronstadt sometimes. You know what I mean? but it's, again, I'm a sample head. So like as a producer, you kind of have to listen to everything because you're always searching for a different sound or a different, like something that you didn't do. So it's like, fuck. Like if we're talking like indie rock, I love like there's this chick, Angel Taylor. She came out a while back. And then she fell off, man, but I love her music. When she had came out, she had the one, chai tea latte or whatever, but it's just, a little happy Starbucks music. Like I like the Starbucks music that people are like, oh, it's just corny. It's like, I could chop it up though. I can make something hard with it.
Yeah, I think the other thing that like I listen to
Adventure Time, like Rebecca Sugar.
Oh shit, I love Adventure Time.
Rebecca Sugar, like her music is so dope, man. Juno soundtrack, because my wife put me on that one too. That's hard. Like even like the ignorant rap, like I don't even care, man. I'll listen to Future here and there. I'm not a big fan of his music, but I can't deny that shit don't bang. Drake, I'm a fan of Drake too. Jay-Z, of course. So.
Yeah, to me, like if I wake up early on a Saturday, Sunday morning, and I have to go do something, I like to listen to oldies a lot.
Oh yeah, man.
I don't know why it gives me
who's your go-to oldies? Delphonics, Stylistics, Dramatics. Those are always the Mexican ones. Or
I think
Mary Wells,
Brenton Woods.
Brandon Woods. That was the fifth one. Yeah, man. Those are the like the top five for like. I listen to oldies. I can guess who, and it's usually those.
Yeah, I mean, I have
or Commodores, of course. You know what I mean? Yes, can't go wrong with Lionel. Yeah, man, oldies are dope.
Yeah,
I like Michael Bublé too, dude. I just haven't met you. That song.
Yeah, man. I went to go see him. What was it, like this summer or something?
You see, I don't like concerts though.
Oh, you know?
I hate concerts. It gives me anxiety. I have to be around all these people. Everyone's jumping around. Like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I get a little bit anxious too when it comes.
I'll go to stand-up shows though. Oh, okay. I love stand-up shows because you're sitting down, and the rules are you sit down, you laugh,
and it's unless it's like a bigger artist where like it's a huge venue, but most of the times it's a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the last one we went to was Chris Rock. We saw Chris Rock, where he was doing the Tambourine Hour. That one was really, really good.
The one I saw was he came to the queue. The guy with the big Felipe,
Felipe Esparza.
I went to go watch that guy.
Dude's insane, man.
He's crazy.
He looked like he was yacked out when I seen him at I think it was Paradise. I could have saw this dude's coked the fuck.
Oh yeah, he's always like
he looked yacked out. Yeah. I'm like, this dude, but he was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off.
Yeah, and we got there like right in time because there was a couple openers, but we got a little bit late, and then like right off the bat he came out. He only had like 2 openers. Oh
yeah, he usually has only, and most only have like 2, maybe 1. I saw Tosh early on. I saw Tosh, Gabriel Iglesias, George Lopez, Hannibal Buress, Aziz Ansari.
Oh wow!
Tom Segura, Chris Rock. Who else? I think that's about it. I don't know, probably some more, and I just can't remember them.
I only seen Felipe and George.
Oh yeah, George. I didn't like the George one. It was cool. It was cool when I saw it, but
when I saw him was like way back when he first hit.
Oh, that would have been dope to see. That would have been hella dope.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. It's funny because it was that one show when he was like, "Oh, welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I take?
Can I take your order?"
Yeah. So after the show, we go to Jack in the Box and
straight up. What kind of fountain drinks do you have? Is this all that? Hilarious. Yeah, nah, man.
So yeah, it was funny that we just came from a show and like it was like, what the fuck is he in there? Like, is that you, George?
How can I help you?
Yeah. Is there anything else that I didn't touch? You would like to talk about?
Bro, I can talk. I'm down for anything. What's your favorite sandwich to eat in the morning?
Shit. PB peanut butter and jelly.
I could die off PB and J. Dude. That's all I would freaking eat, man.
Oh, you were talking about Adventure Time, and I see your little studio. Like I can tell, like you're kind of a nerd. You have Rick and Morty, and
yeah, man, a lot of art.
Yeah,
that's my wife's cousin right there, Leah. She did that big old piece. Oh, we got some art from Manners. Her sister, this artist I think I met through IG a few years back. Sasha Brownstone, homegirl. She did that one.
Is that Jim Morrison over in the back?
Yeah, Manners, another Manners piece. And I got this one from a homie. He was working at a printing shop, and he got this Gambino picture, and he's like, I was gonna give it to you, and I'm like, bet. So I wasn't about to say no. You know what I mean? Nah, yeah, I love, like, I watch cartoons all the time.
Yeah,
like
me too. I went back and watched the whole Adventure Time freaking
warped.
Yeah,
it's warped. You watch Amazing World of Gumball?
Yeah,
dude. It's trip, man, because I'd seen people posting like, oh, these kids don't know what real cartoons is. I'm like, anyone who says that just needs to watch one episode of Amazing World of Gumball and you will shut up, because that is hilarious.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that regular show and Adventure Time are over, because it was like
regular show was dope, too. Yeah, and Adventure Time. I didn't know they were done.
Yeah, both of them are like done.
Yeah, I saw Steven Universe a few times. It was cool. But it didn't really.
Have you heard that music from?
Yeah, it's Rebecca Sugar, the same creator. It's the same creator, yeah. And then We Bear Bears. I stumbled on that one. I laughed. Gravity Falls is so hard.
I have a dog and her name's Mabel because of Mabel from
Gravity
Falls. So.
Yeah, dude. I just remarried because I got Disney Plus. I just rewatched the whole thing. I was just there. I'm like, you know what? Let me just watch this again.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty, of course. Big fan of their.
That shit's crazy,
dude. Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
I haven't been watching the new. I watched the new season. Has the new episode came out? The last one I think that came out was the Snakes one, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen the new season.
Dude, a lot of people don't like it. I like it. It took a step back. They're back to just chaos, which I'm a fan of chaos, man. Chaos can be fun.
I think it's better when it's like. When you watch one episode and it's over, like you don't. There's no continuation. Like I like that kind of.
Show. That's kind of what they're going back to. The other, the last 2 seasons was like an arc. This one is just like The only arc is Rick's miserable again.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, oh, cool. I can deal with that. And Morty's going straight. You could tell he's becoming more and more like aware, which. It's that duality or like that thing of like, the more aware you become, the more evil you can be. Because you start seeing the evilness in others. So you start going preempt, so
I think the only show that I kind of like that has kind of like a continuation is South Park.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, those guys are fucking creative.
They're wild.
Yeah.
They are wild, man. Yeah. I haven't been watching the new season. I need to step on it again.
And then those guys, I mean, it's so crazy that they've been doing it for so long and it's still like.
Well, what ended up happening when, from what I gathered was, the way it is now is because one of them stopped doing it and gave full control to the other one. And the other one loves stories. I think it was Matt is the one who actually loves creating the stories. So when the story started coming out was, him. Okay. And it just slowly started building. And now it's just like, are you going to tell him no? Like, nah, man, I look forward to it. Like, those are my goals, dude.
I think it's funny that my favorite thing about him is that, it's the episodes deal with shit that's going on like today. Like something can happen this week and they'll try to put it on the next week's episode. And
I would love to be ridiculed on South Park. Like, oh my God, that would be goals right there. I'd be like, yup, take a picture, frame it. Be like, don't even hit me up to do the voice. I want someone else doing the voice. The most ridiculous, shitting on me, lispy ass voice, just even worse than I sound now with the Mexican accent. Like, just yes, clown on me all day.
I think one of the craziest things is how they started, where it was like fucking paper cutouts.
But that's the beauty of it, man. Like when you see that, it's like, why wouldn't anyone else just try to do it? Like, I think there's this problem that comes out where you have all of this, right? There could be some kid out there right now who's like, I want to do a podcast. And they'll see what other people have. And they'll be like, but I need all of that before I can start. But the beauty of it, like what we have, because you have so much that you can literally be like, you can be with a friend and be like, yo, turn on your voice notes. I'm going to talk on this one. You talk on that one. And then we'll use Audacity and we'll just blend them together. And now we have a podcast. Yeah. And we spent $0 because Audacity is free and you already have a phone. So you spend $1,000 on your phone, maybe, or $700, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whichever one you got. Yeah. But you can start from nothing. And people used to do it back then And we just be like, oh, that's great. Oh, you know, South Park, they did it with cardboard cutouts. Fucking awesome. But it's like, bro, okay, you can start on anything you want to start with right now. Get the idea out of your head and put it out. Or why wouldn't you? Because someone else is doing what you think you want to, like, it's just dumb. Like, just do it, man.
Yeah. And to me, like, I'm like you in the sense that, you know, this, like, it's kind of like a money pit where, like, you want to, you keep getting stuff and because you feel like, oh, I want this new mic because it sounds so fucking good. Mm-hmm. And I mean, in reality, do I need it? No, but it's just this.
If you can justify it, which is really easy to justify. Oh, no, you see, because if I get this mic, then I'm going to be able to get a sponsor. And if I get a sponsor, it's basically going to pay for itself. Yeah. But then you still have to reach out to a sponsor. So it's like, but I'm not doing, and you're not doing that now. So it's not the fucking mic. It's you, my guy. Like, go reach out to a sponsor and then buy the mic with the sponsor money. But it's like, nah, but I want it more than I want to deal with the annoyance of going to hit someone up for it. You know what I mean?
Are you, cause to me, it's kind of hard, like, reaching out to, like, people and say, like, hey, do you want to sponsor? Or, hey, listen to, I got called out once because I'm like an introvert. Like, I don't really, you know, I don't easily talk to people. Mm-hmm. So this guy I found on Instagram, I sent him a link to my podcast. He's like, what's this? I'm like, oh, sorry. I was even like, sorry, dude. It was my podcast. Like I was apologizing. He's like, fuck, dude, don't apologize. Like, fucking tell me what your podcast is about. I'm like, oh shit.
Yo, check this out, my guy. Like, run this. Like, you want to be a part of this? Yeah, dude. Like, I would see you posting and I'm like, and here's the thing about it. From you, it's, I don't want to bug nobody, right? Nah. Or I don't want to be an annoyance, or I just don't know how to even reach out and have that conversation. From someone on the outside is, this dude don't even fuck with my shit. Like, that's how it looks to, like, an artist who sees what you're doing, but you haven't reached out to them. Yeah. It's not, oh, he's a nice guy. He's not hitting me up. Like, he's not bugging me. It's more, this guy's a fucking asshole. And he's not hitting me up because I'm not shit. Like, I'm doing work. So yeah, like, I was looking at it and I'm like, and you know, we do this like dance on Twitter where it's like, oh, he posts something, I like it, I retweet it. Yeah. Do a little comment on it, like it, comment, retweet it, like it, comment, retweet it. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm married. Like, we ain't fucking. Like, what's up? What are we doing? Are we gonna talk? Yeah. You know, and that's when I reached out. I'm like, yo, like, I'm down. Let's do it. Mm-hmm. Like, if you're only liking and retweeting to hopefully get to that, you gotta close quicker, man. You gotta treat it like, are you married? Yeah. Okay, cool. You remember how you used to flirt? Yeah. Start flirting again, man. But with artists, with the people you want to get on there. It's literally the way you have to look at it. I'm married. I'm not flirting with no one. But I still know how. So guess what? Like, comment, retweet, haha, make little jokes. I'm gonna make you laugh. Then we're gonna share a GIF. Once that GIF goes out, guess what? We're in. We fucking now, baby. Let's go. So it's, yo, I do a podcast. I do this music. What's good? Fuck with me. Are we? What's next? What do you want to do? And then, you know, it's exact same way, man. You have to treat it like it's the best way I can explain it. Especially for someone who's a little bit more introverted. You're not gonna come off like you're bugging. It's your job to get people to interview. It's your job to get people excited for what you're doing. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for this. I'm gonna plug it like crazy. You know what I mean? Because I love this shit. Yeah. And I love helping out in any way possible.
And it's crazy because, you know, I have a guest list that I wrote a while back. Check it out.
Let me see. Oh, hell yeah. What's up? Who we got? Alexandra Rangel.
Already had her.
Dr. Marta Garcia.
I'm still trying to get her.
Where's she from?
She's president for IVC.
President for IVC? Yeah. Man, you ain't doing nothing. I've been to IVC. She can come through. We can have a conversation. Brooks Hamby, you already have him, right? Jimmy Dorante?
I already reached out and yeah, he's in San Diego, so I need
He's in San Diego? Psh, man, quick, do Skype.
Yeah, I've done a couple of Skype.
Yeah, man. Juan Renison?
He's running he's congressman.
Oh, he needs it. He needs it, man. You just gotta be in your Beats by Slums right here. Young Manners, done, ready. I can make that happen. Yeah. Sweet Orange, I haven't heard of them, but I heard of them through you, so it's helping. You know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty of it, man. Casa, oh, you talking about Alex? Casa?
Yeah, that organization.
Yeah. I know him. He's good people. Yeah. He was my teacher in University of Phoenix. He's really, really good. He'd be a good interview, man. Cancer Resource, yep. I used to help them out when I was working at Enterprise as well. Oh, bro, man. You know, we should also add on here, even though it might be hard to get him, Hi-Fi, Avant-Garde. Mm-hmm. He's the one who does the videos for a lot of the like Trash Mob as well and them like that. Trash Mob would be hella dope too. In terms of artists and things that are building up, that'd be hella dope. Inferno, the people from Inferno, because they're doing a lot more shows and stuff like that. I actually interviewed the Blue Falcon crew. I interviewed them at Inferno. That's crazy because we were doing it outside. And it was crazy because it was like a Tuesday night and they had like karaoke night. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, man, it's wild. We had to cut it short, but yeah, we're gonna get together soon and yeah, man. Nah, dude, this is dope, man. I like the podcast aspects of it, man, because there's a freedom in it, man, and the beauty that people can always go back and listen to it and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people listen to. I mean, I listen to NPR and stuff like that, but I mean, my go-to is always podcasts. Like, I already have like. I used to subscribe to Audible, and I'm gonna restart it right now. I had to pause it because we're doing this really quick. I know, right? I should have. I was gonna like slap a sticker out there or something. Yeah. I was saying, I used to subscribe to Audible. Oh yeah, and I canceled it because I mean I was always listening to a podcast, and it's like it's cheaper for me to get the book. That if I really want to read the book, might as well get the book, read it, and write on it. Yeah, I know. So that's what I've been doing. I did the exact same thing. It's dope. It's cool to have for certain ones, but at the end of the day, I was like, I like reading more still. Like, it's there's something about having that thing on your hand, and the podcast is dope. Like it's the dopeness of just like I said, being able to stumble on shit. Like there's a few of them I saw on yours. I'm like, I need to go back and check it out. Like Sweet Orange one was one I really want to look at. Yeah, there was one I think you had with Gil Revelar. I wanted to check out some of that stuff too. Yeah, he's been a regular on the podcast. He kind of like motivated me to like do it because he had his podcast as a Small Town News, and then he started doing the school board thing, so he kind of quit for a while. So I was like, you know what, we need somebody that kind of like pick up the slack. Yeah, so that's he's kind of one of the reasons why I started doing this. Plus, I mean, I always wanted to do this. I like talking to people. I like I like creating stuff, talking and people like listening. And podcast is one of the easiest things to create, man. And a lot of it is just feeding the conversation. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm a horrible podcast interviewer because I talk too much. That's why I love working with Omar. But I think it's to me it's easier for me when I have somebody that talks a lot. Yeah, that's literally why me and Omar work so well. Omar's more like you, where he listens, he actively listens, he knows how to formulate a question in the middle of a conversation. Whereas me, I'm a straight up narcissist, where sometimes I'll be stuck in my head and be like, he's done talking. All right, cool. So look, I was watching Nacho Libre the other day, and I'm in my own head. So, and I'm like that too. Like, I mean, this is more of a structured podcast, but I will like my dream would be like to have a podcast where I have a co-host and we just fucking talk about man. Yeah, that's always fun, man. I like those more and more, and I think that's why the I8 started turning down that route. But having a third just having a guest in there is always cool too, because you get a different. It's always like the outside looking in a little bit. You know what I mean? And you see what people get excited about, and it's fun, man. What are your thoughts on people like in the Valley actually listening to podcasts? Because I don't feel like there's a lot of people that are doing it. They're not listening to it. Make it listenable. It's not their fault. It's your fault. That's pretty much it. Because I see a lot of people like whenever I post. You have like 6-7 views on your YouTube. I think like to each one, right? Well, some of them have like a couple hundred. Like, what did you do then? Hit or miss, and that's the thing. I think it's the guest. Okay. I guess the most popular ones on my YouTube is John Moreno, and then John Moreno with his co-host for the Bulldog Radio.
And then
they already have an established audience that's gonna listen to them.
Yeah,
to get a different input on it.
So I mean, and a lot of people like to listen to like people who are dealing with controversies. You know, like when you interview somebody that is involved with, I don't know, like with the law or what, like
scandal.
Yeah, scandal shit.
Scandal.
And I'm not like that. You know.
Yeah,
I don't like to do that, but that's what people like to listen to or look.
That's not a good, like, who cares? Make it listenable. Pick out gems. Share those gems on IG. Watch the fucking. We'll fucking. I'll grade you right now.
Do you think I'm horrible on social media. I don't know how to. I don't know. Like I see people that are on Instagram and they're like they look so natural, like fucking talking and I'm like I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
man. I mean, I would have more clips. That would be really dope. Your link's there. Let me see what this link does. This link sends me to something I don't like.
Yeah, it's
off the rip. I don't like this link at all. Find the one that you like the most and just put that link on there. Be it your Spotify, your Apple, or your YouTube. I don't know what Anchor is. I don't know what Google Podcasts is, and I don't know anyone who listens to iHeartRadio except for Omar. So I would pick from. I would pick Spotify, Apple, or YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube you can monetize. That's always really good. Spotify and Apple you can't yet. So I would push the YouTube, especially if you're always doing visual with it.
Well, the thing, I'm not always doing visual, so whenever I don't, I'll just put like a logo. And upload it.
That's cool. So it's still there though. Yeah. I would shoot more your YouTube one.
And the thing is that since I do my podcast with Anchor, and then Anchor distributes to
all of them.
Yeah, and I get a little bit of a sponsorship on Anchor. Okay. So even if you listen to it on Apple Podcast or Spotify,
you still get it to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why the audio is my go-to, just because.
No, you gotta find a way to get your money up. 69 subscribers.
And the thing is that it's not like, oh, I'm making fucking millions or whatever. It's cents, you know.
None of us are.
and but like to me, it's like fuck. Like if 100 people listen, like
so
on the audio
on your YouTube, your first line should always be your anchor. So your first line on your description should be your anchor link. Okay. That should always be your anchor link, because that's the one that's going to go through all of them as well too, right? So you want to direct them to the hub.
Not the episode.
No, not on your description. Okay. So the first thing, listen to all of our episodes, and then Anchor will have all the episodes lined up, right?
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So follow up on all of our episodes there, or subscribe, like, comment, the full 9, and then after that, have the breakdown of what the interview is, and I would do timestamps.
Okay.
Timestamps helps out a lot because some people only want to listen to just one thing. So like this one would be Tony Slumz we talk podcasting and how to make things better at this time. And then people can click on that time and it'll automatically jump to that time. Yeah. So there'll be people who will see this interview and they only want to hear this part of it. So you have to, again, it's never the consumer's fault. So if they're not listening, you're not doing your job right. So it's always, okay, how can I hand it off better to them?
Yeah. So it's catering to,
it's always, customer is always right unless you work at Walmart, and fuck them. You know what I mean? But it's that shit. You know what I mean? So if you want more people to listen, then you have to force feed it. So I would get the good clips of this, edit them out.
That's what I did for a while. But then I was like, if I do that, are people going to go back and listen to the whole thing? Or
the people who want to will.
Yeah.
And some people won't. You're going to make it easier. But your IG is going to grow, or your Twitter is going to grow. And again, it's going to be that thing. But for every 20 people who only do that, there's going to be one person who ends up going to the YouTube and finds out that, oh man, he should have made a clip of this one. This part was better than the thing he shared. Now I got to watch the rest of them because there's always going to be some gems that you didn't promo yet.
Yeah.
So it's a drug game. Like, oh, I'm going to give you a taste. If you really want more, there it is. Yeah. Go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's something that when I was listening to you and Omar's, like you guys were talking, one of the episodes you guys were talking about, you know, the just the hustle of, you know, like getting, you know, shit, you know, like that, like catering to the people, like make sure people are listening. And I think the hardest part about podcasting or creating is making sure that it's reaching
the people you want to reach. The other thing, and again, it always comes back to we're habitual animals. So I want to know, when are you dropping? When can I tune into it? I don't want to look for you.
Yeah.
And if you don't have it set up because you're searching for guests, then there's two ways you can do it. One, you can hold on to this interview until you have 3 more, and now you have 3 consecutive episodes, which if you, let's say you drop them every other month, you now have a month and a half to find another 3. You know what I mean? So
and that's one thing that where I get like antsy, or like, oh shit, you know, I have this thing, I'm gonna go right now at home, edit it and upload it, and
that's cool, but you're also shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah,
because you're not giving you're not building it up. So if you're gonna drop it, literally, all right, let's say before this conversation, what were you gonna do with this interview? Let's see what you were exactly gonna do.
I was gonna go home, edit it,
and upload it today.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy. That is wild. No, give me a week. I deserve a week. I deserve a week of promo.
Right.
Every one of your artists, at the very least, deserves a week of this is what's coming. I got y'all. This guy is does this, boom, boom, boom. So there should be 3 dedicated IG posts to me, because I have 7 days. That means half of the week is my week on your page.
Yeah.
That's what I deserve as your guest. Build me up. Because then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that and I'm going to share it with my people. And those people are going to be like, oh, fuck yeah, I fuck with this dude. And he's always saying wild shit. Of course I'm going to listen. And he's with the new person. I bet you he said some disrespectful shit to him. Let's fucking listen to that shit. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Now you have a week of promo with me. We're helping each other out now. I'm putting on my Twitter. We're going to talk about this. And we're going to post a quick little snippet of this. And I'm going to say, this was a dope interview, which it is a dope interview. Yeah. I'm not lying. You know what I mean? You're not lying. This was fun. Yeah. And you're going to reply under it. Hell yeah, it was. We got to do it again. And then someone's going to reply under that and be like, oh yeah, I can't wait to hear it. And then maybe one of the people you want to interview is going to be like, fuck yeah, I want to do one now. And now you just bridge the gap. Cool, man. Next Friday. Boom. This day. This is when it's dropping.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You reach out to some producers. Yo, I need some music for the background for the promo. Only the promo. Then you finally release it. So you now have this whole week of promo that you can do from your phone. You don't have to be in a computer at all. You can do everything from your phone. During that whole week, you have 7 days to find another guest. Yeah. At the very least, 7 days or 14 days if you're going to do it every other week to build consistency. Yeah. It's all consistency.
And that's because sometimes I feel like people like, I'll interview somebody like, oh, when is it going to be up? So like, I don't know if they're, you know, they really want it up now or.
It's your brand. Fuck them. They're your guest. You know what I mean? Like it sucks to also say that too, but this is your brand. So what day do you want to release it? Yeah. I would always recommend, when do you listen to podcasts? Look at yourself first. When do you listen to podcasts?
I listen to like there's a one called The Daily that I listen to. Well, it's Monday through Friday, so it's like on daily. But
daily, I would assume it.
I can't do a daily podcast. So
no, but when do you listen to it then? At work? Yeah, driving to work,
or at work.
So early morning. Do you listen to them on the weekends?
If I'm doing like yard work or whatever.
Okay, so it's a little bit harder for you to listen to on the weekends. Never release a podcast on the weekend because not everyone does yard work.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? All right, cool. So now you have 5 days you have to release it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right. You can throw hump day. Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
I think Friday is better because normally Fridays people are just fucking around.
Fridays or Mondays to me are the 2 best ones. Monday because you're going into work and you already don't want to be there. Right? Yeah. And Friday because you already want to leave. So let me just tune out and boom, do this. There it is. How long are you making your podcast?
An hour.
An hour? We clearly went over that shit. I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. You can have part 1, part 2. You got 2 weeks done. If you want to split ours in part 1, part 2, by all means, we can do that. Yeah. I don't care. This is your baby. So if you're going to do it like, oh, this is for your lunch hour. We're doing these it's only for an hour. Because that's what me and Omar thought at first. Like, we're only going to do it an hour and people can listen to us on their lunch hour. And then we started going longer and longer and longer and longer, which only happens because you have fun doing this shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, to me, like, I've had an hour and 40-minute conversations on the podcast. And it's like, dude, it felt like fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah. Do you cut it or do you drop it the whole thing?
I threw the whole thing on.
All right, cool. So you can still do that. It's just, again, it's you're trying to figure out how can you, because you want to make it easy for yourself as much as possible. You want to make it as easy for you so that it doesn't turn into work, or you're not releasing stuff and you're like, why didn't no one listen to it this time? And it's like, oh, well, I didn't know you were fucking dropping anything, man. Me and you were having a private conversation about doing the interview. Who else knows that except for me and you? So if you were to drop it tomorrow or even tonight, it would be a surprise. Yeah. You're not special enough for a surprise. Eminem dropped a surprise album and I didn't even know about it till the next day. You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. We're not special for surprise shit.
Yeah, and I'm not Eminem either. So.
That's what I'm saying. We can't do no surprise shit. Yeah. People need to know we're coming. You know, we got to, again, it's baby food. Here you go. Yeah. I'm feeding you. You know what I mean? We're doing this shit. So yeah, man, every one of your artists deserves a week of promo. Okay. Anyone you bring in here, hey, when are you dropping it? In a week. Guaranteed. Boom. Okay. So if you film, next Friday. I drop them all on Friday the following week. That gives me, at the minimum, if you record on Sunday, that gives you 5 days. Yeah. You know what I mean? And tell them, I like recording Fridays or, Saturdays. Saturday's good. You know what I mean? I like recording Saturdays. Again, you have to put yourself first as well, too. As much as you want to work with someone and everything like that, Omar made that mistake early on, he was tailoring too much to what the artist was, or trying to get the interview, that it was like, I'm driving, I'm doing this and doing that. Like, well, all right, cool, man. Set rules.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm sure for Omar and as well for me, like, this is a hobby. It's not, we're not. It's not a job where like we really, So like,
would you like it to be a job?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fucking treat like a job.
Yeah, for sure. Like, fuck. Imagine like fuck.
Yeah, man.
Because I do spend time prepping. Like I said, I like to have questions.
You had some shit written down. Like that's. More than I did. I looked at your Twitter and I'm like, I think I got something.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I invest time like during, after, before. Like, I'm investing time to the guests.
Where do you work at?
I work at Calexico High School.
Calexico High School. All right, cool. What do you do?
I'm a computer tech.
You're the computer tech? If someone just shows up and their computer's fucked up, what do you do? Like, yo, fix it.
I'm like, well, no, leave it here.
I'm gonna get to it when I get. Oh, all right, cool. You gotta treat it the same way, man. Hey, I want to do an interview with you. I do them Fridays. Are you free on Friday? If not, I can work Thursday or Saturday. It's a 3-day window. At the very least, let me know. Because this is, even if it's a hobby, it's a job you want. Yeah. So it's like that old saying, treat the job you want, whatever the shit, how it goes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you kind of have to do that, man. And it's just going to make it so much easier for yourself, man. And I do it like that. And the reason why I'm like jumping on you in a weird way is because I had to treat this shit as a job. And it took 2 years to get rid of bad habits. And it was habits that I had. Yeah, man, come through, record. It's cool. I don't mind. You don't have to pay me. We're going to get the bag soon, or just shout me out. I'll enjoy the shout out. Like, no, fuck that noise.
Yeah. It's getting like, to me, it's getting to that point where like, oh yeah, I
no. Anytime someone hits me up to do a session, I automatically block out 2 hours. I have from this to this available. I don't need you. Yeah. You need me. So if you want to come in, this is the 2 hours I can give you. After I meet you and we work and then I can talk to you, then all right, cool. Then I can build up from there and we can, but it has to be a level of professionalism, not for you and not even for me. It's because I'm taking time away from being with my family. So if I'm going to take time away from being with my family, it better be fucking worth it. Yeah. This conversation better be great. I better get paid for it. And if I'm not getting paid for it, I better have a fucking blast doing this. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're taking me away from doing nothing with my family and I'm not having fun and doing nothing, watching The Amazing World of Gumball with my kid is better than this, you're a piece of shit for fucking doing that for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, and that's literally the way you have to look at it, man. Yeah. And again, and it's just finding that middle ground, you know what I mean? And don't shoot yourself, don't kill yourself, and build it up. Yeah. Build it up. Like anyone who comes in to get interviewed with you should now be like, oh, I'm going to get a week of promo. Like, we're going to talk about this. And tell them that I would tell them from the jump so that they know as well too. Yeah. Oh, this is coming out next week. So if you want to drop, because anyone who creates or does stuff like this, we all know what's coming out next week, especially if you're dropping on Fridays, because I have a show that would be, let's say you drop it next Friday, right? Right? Yeah. That's what we're saying?
Yeah. Friday. Yeah. Friday morning. I'll probably drop it Friday.
All right, cool. So dropping it Friday morning. Saturday night, me, Manor, Slim, we're all going to be doing a show at Stranger's Bar. You know what I mean? So if y'all hearing this, I'll see y'all there. Yeah. Cool. For sure. I did promo for next week. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's dope. Like, cool, man.
For tomorrow, probably.
For tomorrow to them. Yeah. But for me, it's a week from now. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's that freedom you get with that. You know what I mean? And if I know that's when you're going to drop it, then I can look at my calendar and I'll be like, cool. I know what I'm going to talk about. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to drop an album. Or even better, because we all have DistroKid and we all can release music like this. Oh, dope. You're going to drop it on Friday? I'm going to have a new song ready. And I'm going to release it on Friday, the day of. Yeah. You know, is it cool if I shout it out? Yeah, sure. Go for it. Shoot me the music. I'll put it in the promo. Yeah. And now it's like, again, it's just fucking circle jerk, man. Just helping each other out.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like I've always thought about having like a day that I'm gonna release Fridays, an episode. Man. Fridays. And just because I'm like that, where like I'll shoot something.
I hate that you're saying Fridays though, because we're releasing on Friday.
I'll do it Thursday night.
All right, there you go. Thursday night. Hey, just choose one and then watch the other one next. You know what I mean?
I'll do Thursday night, because Thursday night is kind of like a small Friday. Yeah. So like you're chilling on Thursday.
Little baby Friday.
Yeah. So you're chilling on Thursday and you can probably catch it up on Friday if you didn't finish on Thursday.
Exactly. Yeah. There you go.
You know what? Something that I wanted to ask you and I completely forgot. What's Empty Lot Carnival?
Empty Lot Carnival is my studio. Okay. It came from prior to that, I was we were in a trailer. And we call it cooking in the kitchen. Analytically, if I put something that's cooking in the kitchen, anything you Google will automatically come up to cooking in the kitchen. And I don't do that. I make music. So it was a trailer, and trailers are lots, and they're basically empty lots until you put a trailer on there. So that's where the empty lot came from. And the carnival was just, I noticed a string of people constantly coming in and leaving, coming in and leaving, coming in and leaving. And it reminded me of like when you go like to the fairgrounds or whatever, like during the Midwinter Fair, and all these people don't belong there. They're not from the Imperial Valley, but they're there just working for you. And then they leave. Yeah. So that's Carnies. Where exactly, the Carnies. So the Empty Lot Carnival came from that idea of just a collection of people trying to make other people happy with music. Yeah. And it's a cool name for a studio. Yeah. And if you Google it, I'm the only one that pops up. So, gang, analytics. Fuck, man. Bro, I love looking for random that no one has. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, Tony Slumz. If you Google Tony Slumz, I'm the only Tony Slumz. Yeah. If you Google Empty Lot Carnival, I'm the only, I think we're the only thing that's Empty Lot Carnival. And then we did the logo. The homie, El Hancho did this one. And then, the homie Oscar did the hats and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because of the sun, I wasn't really looking at your hat, but I saw the one in the back.
The one over there.
Yeah, and I was like, but it was one of my questions. Like,
where Empty Lot Carnival comes from. Yeah, whole lot of weirdo shit, man.
Yeah, well, man, it's been fucking, like a therapy session kind of. It's been a creative session where like I said, I was listening to that one episode when you and Omar were talking about, that fucking hustle of putting shit out there, making sure it's getting noticed. And I was like, fuck, that's one of the reasons why I was like, you know what? I really need to talk to him. I really want to talk to you and Omar as well, like to do another episode, both of you guys, because it's fucking like just talking to people that fucking get
the
like
same thing.
Yeah. Like it's kind of hard. Like, because like, yeah, I'll talk to my wife about it, but she's like, oh, that's cool. Like,
that sounds fun. Oh, you're doing your podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Or you're talking to your friends. Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, and there's even like my other friends, like none of them are really into like this YouTube stuff or like podcasting.
It sounds
like,
childish. It is childish. It's childish as shit. I'm talking to people and I'm hoping other people want to listen to me talk to people.
Yeah.
It sounds dumb. But who else is doing it? Handful of people are doing it. I think there was one, the homie Ryan was doing one. Keggercast, they do one. So it's there. There's a market for it. It's just how effective do you want to be? How do you want to take it? How do you see yourself? I try to do everything now. Shout out to Karina. More respectful of myself and my time. So more business oriented, more like just, showing, like having value in yourself. Like, yo, man, like I deserve, if I feel like I deserve people to listen and I deserve people to care about what I'm doing, then I have to care about it first. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
and I think that's my biggest downfall. We're like,
yeah, because we're used to, and me and Manners talk about it all the time. It's because we're Mexican, real shit. We're used to, come on, don't take it too serious. You know what I mean? If you get straight A's, you're like, nah, get a C in there. You would literally like shit, like do bad on a test to be like, I can't have straight A's. I gotta get a B in there. Like, I ain't no bitch. Like, it's like, nah, man, get straight A's. Like, flex. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, man, you should flex. You went through the trouble of driving all the way from Calexico, setting this up. Took maybe like 2-3 hours of your time talking to me. Now you're going to go home and you're going to edit it for probably another hour. You're going to listen to it back. Probably take out the whole laundry conversation we were having earlier. You know what I mean? Like,
I like to leave that shit in there.
Yeah, so it's like you're going to put in all this work where, again, you're not with your wife. And if you're with your wife, she's looking at you as, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. So if you're going to do all of that, why wouldn't you do every aspect of it like that? Like, why wouldn't you do the little small things? Like I said, you can do promo on your phone. You have an Android, I think. Yeah. I'm sure there's apps that you can put together like a video or something like that.
No, and to me, it's easier and faster, like just to edit on the computer and then just download the stuff to my phone and then.
Yeah, that's how I do everything on my phone.
Because
dumb easy.
Because it's like, I have like stubby thumb, so like it's kind of hard to like fucking click and shit. So like I would dump everything to the computer, edit it, and then dump it to my phone and upload it to like. And I need to get back to doing the clips because
they're fun. Yeah, have fun with them, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? Put little gifs in there, put music in the background, like take out the weird stuff, like meme it up. You know what I mean? Like, how old is your kid?
The youngest is 11.
11? That's the youngest? What's the oldest?
The oldest is 18.
18? Wow, fucking use them, man. I'm sure they know how to use TikTok. I'm sure they know how to use Snap. I'm sure. Do they have iPhones or Androids?
One of them has an iPhone, the other an Android.
I'm sure they have like these, like, yo, help me out. Like, I would use them for memes, for like, and especially just be like, because they'll get a kick out of making fun of you. Yeah. Right? Because you're like, oh, my dad's doing this shit. Like, they'll get a kick out of just cracking on you. And I'll get a kick out of laughing at you with your kids. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, why wouldn't you use them? That's dope. Yeah. I don't have kids, dude. So like, I literally watch cartoons and I have no freaking kids.
But you know what? I think I'm the biggest kid in my house.
Yeah, I'm sure of it, dude.
I'm watching YouTube all the time. I'm watching fucking gaming, like people playing games on. I'll watch cartoons. I watch the news, but I get more kick of watching that kind of shit.
You know what I mean? So I would use your kids too. You know what I mean? Just be like, yo, man, like help me out. Like, what do you think? How should I need to do a promo? What should I do? And they might surprise you with some wild shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's free labor too. You know what I mean? Our parents used us.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So why not, man? Sure. Some stereotypes and some things should continue. Some traditions should continue.
Yeah, for sure.
The use of kids for free labor should always continue.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it was fun. It was so much fun. Like I said, I need to get back and talk to you and Omar.
Bro, whenever, even you got my number now. So by all means, man, hit me up if you have any questions or just, you know what I mean, want to bounce ideas off of. Like literally my phone stays laced with ideas, like homies, friends texting me like, yo, I'm thinking about doing this. And it's just sometimes a good idea. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm mad that I didn't think of it.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're, you know, up to it, because it's kind of hard. Like when I have an idea and I really don't have anybody to, you know, bounce it back to. It's like, man, I wish I could do this or get an input from this.
Twitter too, man.
Yeah.
You have everyone, like you have followers. Like Twitter is perfect for that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just hashtag artists, creators, podcasts, and see who jumps in on that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, of course the fear is, oh, what if someone steals this idea? Then you made you made an idea worth stealing. Yeah. Just do it better than what they're going to do. That's it. You know what I mean? Like I put all of my ideas on Twitter. I put it as a way to hold myself accountable. Of like, I put it out there. People liked it. People said there was a dope idea. Now I have to do it. Like the whole Payday series. That's something I'll do sometimes where like, I'll tell people like, hey, I'm going to do this. Yeah. Like when I the first time I did stand up, I was like, I told my friends from out of town, like, hey, I'm going to do stand up this day. So if you want to come down, and they came down, and before they came down, I was telling my wife, nah, fuck, I'm not going to do it. You're going to bail. Yeah. And, but I was like, hey, dude, we're on our way. I was like, fuck, I have to do it now. Man. I hate my name being on flyers for that same reason. I hate someone posts like a show flyer and my name's on it. I'm like, fuck, I can't bail. Yeah. Nah, I can't bail. Like, God damn it. And I'm somebody that does that a lot, where like, I stay bailing. Nothing feels better than bailing. Yeah. If like there's a warm feeling that goes over me, just like, no, the best feeling is when someone bails on you and you didn't even want to go. Oh my God. They think they bailed on you. Yeah. Like, hey man, sorry, I can't do it. And you're freaking on your couch. It's all right, bro. And you're just like, shit, maybe next time. That's a great nut. Just, yes. This is what the good Lord intended. All right, man. So if you want to shout out any of your, you know, social media or... I think I've been doing it the whole time, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Que Pasa Calexico, right? Yeah. Yeah, man. And for all y'all out there, man, who's watching this and wants to get a part of this, man, jump in, hit up the homie, man. He's just shy. He wants you in here. He's just shy. Yeah. No le gusta. You know what I mean? So hit him up, man. Good shit. All right, Tony. Thank you so much for taking this time. You know, I had a lot of fun. I learned a lot. Hopefully people listening, you know, also had fun and learned, which is, you know, the end goal, you know, have a conversation. Yeah, man. And fucking, you know, people listen in and fucking enjoy this like as much as I did, because I fucking enjoyed this. No, I had a blast, man. This was fun. Good times. So yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.